Good morning, everybody. My name is Caitlyn Gullatte, and I am president of Pinnacle Construction. First off, let me just start by saying how honored we are to be here today. We look forward to this opportunity to bid this job, and we're just really excited and fired up about this job. I recognize some of you. For the ones that I don't, we look forward to getting to know you throughout hopefully the life of this project. Some of you may have realized or seen in our RFQ, this project team behind us is actually the same group that just completed a project on the University of West Georgia's campus, the Student Center, that ended in May 2010. That was a project that we're really proud of and one that we enjoyed working with you all on. And so we hope to continue that relationship and that success here on West Georgia's campus with the nursing building. To get started today, first of all, I just want to talk about this project team. These are people that I'm more than proud of. They are all great individuals with extensive higher education experience and really have the motivation and the passion to deliver the building of your dreams and to really make your dream a reality. Today we're going to kind of go into a couple of things and really talk about what sets Pinnacle apart. At Pinnacle, it's important to us that we remember that our #1 priority is you as the client. And that's why we're here, that's why we do work, that's why we have the successes that we have, and it's something that we take really seriously. So we're going to start by kind of going over our estimate, talk about where we get our numbers. And something that I kind of mentioned earlier is just our relationship building. That's something that's important to us. That's something we take a lot of pride in, and because of our relationships with our subs and vendors, we're able to really give you guys a competitive price and a number that we're confident in. Aside from the estimate, we're going to go into some value-added analysis. We're also going to talk about our dedication to innovation, both through utilizing BIM software as well as sustainable practices that we're going to implement throughout the project. And #1 thing here at Pinnacle is really our safety. It's something that is ingrained in everything we do. It's part of our culture, and it really is reflected in our EMR rating of 0.62. That's something that we're really proud of and something that is especially important on a university job. We realize that this is an active campus with students, so that is something that we're definitely going to touch on throughout the presentation today. And again, I thank you for your time, and I know these guys and girls are eager to kind of dive in and get started and really break down the project and talk about what we at Pinnacle can do for you. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to our project executive, Nick Wilson, who's going to kind of start things off.
Thanks. Hello everybody, my name is Nick Wilson. I'm going to be your project executive on this job. Now, as project executive, I'm going to give you 3 things. I'm going to be your primary source of continuity, I'm going to be your team builder, I'm also going to do both these things while maintaining Pinnacle's open book policy. Now, as I said, I'm going to be your primary source for continuity on this job. What I mean by that is, out of everyone you see up here today, I'm going to be the member of this team that's going to be right there by your side from the very beginning of the pre-construction phase, all the way through the construction and post-construction phases. I'm still going to remain your contact throughout the warranty period. Now, since I'm going to be involved in the job from the first phase to the very last, it's also my responsibility to build this team. With the help of our president, Caitlyn, we've constructed this team, and as we said, we've performed work on this campus before, so these individuals really made it easy on us this time. They were the same project team we used on that last project, and they were more than willing to jump back on this team and get back on this campus and deliver another successful project to you all. Now, since I put this team together, it's also my responsibility to manage this team and ensure that they're fulfilling each and every one of your construction needs on a daily basis. Now, I'll be doing this by attending all OAC meetings. I'll be visiting the job site at a minimum every 2 weeks, and I'll also simply be keeping in touch with our project manager and our superintendent on a daily basis via telephone and email. Another thing we like to utilize here at Pinnacle is video teleconferencing. We use Skype on all of our job sites because we understand that our schedule isn't the only schedule out there. Everyone's just as busy as their neighbor, and it's hard sometimes to get everybody in the same room at the same time. So we like to work around everybody's schedules, and by using video teleconferencing, there's really no excuse for something not to be covered and for something to really fall through the cracks. So we really like to utilize this video teleconferencing software. Now, as Caitlyn and I have both said multiple times, we're confident in this project team. We're excited about this project team, and as always here at Pinnacle, whenever we bid on a job, we're confident in our final number that you all see here before you today. That being said, we still like to operate under an open book policy. Now what I mean by this is, or really the reason we do this, I guess I should tell you first, is that we realize here at Pinnacle that this isn't our building. We're not building this building for ourselves. We're building this building for you guys. This is your building, and really most importantly, this is your dream. So if you see something in our estimate that just doesn't look right to you, a number that jumps out, or simply something you didn't envision being there in the beginning, just stop us, slow us down, let us know. We'll sit down with you, open up the books, and we'll tell you where that number came from, what that value represents, and we won't leave that meeting until you're 110% satisfied. Now, working at Pinnacle for such a long time and maintaining this open book policy, it's really hard for me to believe that there's really any other reason we have 87% repeat clientele business here at Pinnacle, and we established incredible relationships with a lot of our clients. We've started a relationship with you guys in the past, and we're looking forward for the opportunity to rekindle that flame here in the next few months. This is a relationship that we want to start back up beginning in the pre-construction process early on, and I'm going to turn it over to Jimmy Peavy, our senior pre-construction manager.
Thanks, Nick. Hey, I'm Jimmy Peavy. It's nice to see you all again. I'm going to be your pre-construction manager for your job. We understand that pre-construction is very important for us to have a great project. We have to have a great pre-construction phase. So we're going to come into this with a do-what-it-takes approach to ensure that we set this job up for success. My responsibilities to you as the owner will be to maintain the pre-construction schedule, collaborate with the architects and engineers with the design of the job, provide you some cost analysis and maintain the budget. We're going to ensure plenty of trade participation is involved, and then oversee the final estimate and the delivery of the community. The schedule for pre-construction is pretty quick, and we've got a lot of parties involved. We've got architects, engineers, consultants, we've got our team, we've got trade partners and vendors we'll get input from, and so somebody's got to stay on top of everybody and make sure that they come through at the different design deliverable phases, 30%, 60%, 90%. When somebody says they're going to do something, we need to make sure that happens. At the same time, we're going to be collaborating with the architects and the engineers to ensure that the building that you want is what is put in place. We're going to use some BIM software to do that, as Caitlyn mentioned, and this really is a good opportunity for us to provide you some cost analysis. You're going to have several options throughout the design phase, and after each design deliverable, we're going to sit down with you and go through the budget and show how decisions that have been made have affected the cost. This is a great time to provide the value-added analysis and value engineering in the job. For this nursing building, one example we have, we've got some lecture halls and auditoriums that have platforms. You know, we can go in there with a cast-in-place concrete system on insulation. We can build it up with metal studs and plywood, or we can go with the raised access floor system. Each of these options I'll be able to explain the disadvantages and benefits of each, provide you costs that we'll get from budgets from our subcontractors and vendors, and so you're going to be able to make a practical decision on different systems going into the job. We want to ensure that we get plenty of trade participation so we have a competitive bid on it very good. To do that, we're going to solicit the job, advertise in the newspapers. I'm also going to work with the Small Business Administration and make sure we have plenty of participation from disadvantaged business enterprises. As you may know, we're a women-owned business, so we feel that it's very important. We're going to make sure we get some 8A, Hub Zone, minority business enterprises, service disabled veteran-owned small business. We have a goal to reach 10-15% of the work performed by these companies for the certification. This is also the time where we're going to create the bid packages and scope of work and ensure that there's no gaps in that. For this nursing job, if we can get a floor plan locked down early, we're going to release the site work package early and the structural package. We'll have a structural package A that will be steel, and then B that will be the cast-in-place concrete. Other packages on the job will include general works, that will be flooring, finishes, paints, equipment, furnishings. We'll have a drywall contract. It's a nice drywall metal stud project. We'll have a skin contract out there. That's going to be masonry, waterproofing, precast, a roofing, a glazing prime contract, and then mechanical that will have fire protection, plumbing, and HVAC system, and then electrical that will be electrical work and communications. Finally, to oversee the delivery of the GMP, I'm going to be working with our senior estimator, Andrew Robert, to ensure that number is set in stone and the best number you can get. It's not always the low number you're going to get. In hard economic times, the low number is not always the most trustworthy number. So, but like Nick said, we have an open book policy, and so at that time, if you have any questions, we can sit down and show you how all the decisions that were made through pre-construction have brought us to that final number. To get into the estimate in a little further detail, I'm going to now hand it over to Andrew Roberts.
Thank you, Jimmy. As Jimmy said, my name is Andrew Roberts, and I'll be the senior estimator for Pinnacle on this job. I first just want to say thank you all again for allowing us to be here today. We're excited to be back at West Georgia, and we're excited about this project as a company and as a project team. As senior estimator, I guarantee you our final number to be the most accurate out there for two main reasons. The first of which is our experience. At Pinnacle Construction, we have over 30 years of experience in higher education projects. We have developed a large database of knowledge about these projects, and we know what these type jobs should cost. We also know the pitfalls that can arise from that. We plan to tackle those as early on as possible and make sure that doesn't reflect poorly on the estimate. Number two is our relationship with trade contractors in the area. Like I said, we've been working on these type jobs for 30 years, and most of them in this area, so we've been around these subs for a long time. They know us, we know them, we know what type of number we're going to get from the different subs, and we know exactly what kind of number we want for each package. And we're going to work this estimate hard until we get the exact number we want, and the exact number y'all as the owner want. And then going into our budget, at this point we have a guaranteed maximum price of $15.14 million. This includes our 3.35% construction fee, as well as our 1% pre-construction fee. When you total it all up, it comes out to right at $213 per square foot, which is a very competitive number for a complex project such as this. To let you know exactly where your money is going and how it's broken out, we have a chart here that displays that. As you can see, the building systems is the major big ticket item in this building. Building systems include mechanical, electrical, plumbing, elevators, etc., and it comes out right at 38% or $5.8 million. The next biggest is the site or the interior construction, which includes all the level 5 interior finishes. This comes out right at $3.33 million. And then going on down, the exterior skin comes out to be right around $1.9 million, with the site and the foundation structure coming out right around $1 million each. As Jimmy said earlier, we'd love to pre-qualify as many of these contractors as early as possible to get them on in the estimate. Personally, I'd love to bring a mechanical and an electrical contractor in as early as possible, since they have some of the most pull as far as the money is concerned. I'd love to get them incorporated into us and get their number and bid in there as soon as possible. We will also be using BIM for estimating and cost projections. We're going to not only have a schedule, a 4D schedule, we're going to have the fifth dimension in there, and that's going to be cost. So we will be able to track costs throughout the BIM model. And after the development of the GMP and the awarding of the contracts, we're going to turn it over from the pre-construction to the construction and turn it initially over to our project management team. And with that being said, I want to introduce our Pinnacle's 5-time project manager of the year, Rachael Dishman.